Hey guys, my name is Divya. I'm a doctor and I've held a management role with a healthcare company for a while. I've been doing a series of videos on my channel to help everybody out in terms of discussing what interview skills should look like when we're interviewing. So I've done tons and tons of interviews in my life, and I just wanted to share my experiences and what it feels like to be on the other side of the table when you're interviewing someone. So today we have an interesting title, right? We have a candidate who interviewed with us this is someone who interviewed with us a long time back. And you have to tell me whether we want to accept the candidate or reject the candidate. Is the candidate a yay or a nay? So I'm going to tell you how the interview went and what the candidate said. What was it all about? And you're going to give me an acceptance or a rejection, and it's all up to you guys. So let's get right into it. So to give you the background, guys, this was a position for a talent acquisition team for recruitment. And since my role is tied with recruitment, we want to get in good people into our teams, the different teams that I manage. I usually work with a lot of recruiters and the talent acquisition team to understand how we can get the best people in. So this guy, let's just call him John for privacy's sake, and we maintain his privacy and integrity, and then we see if you guys want to accept this guy. So John came in with a good resume. He had about 3 years of experience in terms of talent acquisition and getting people in, and we asked him a variety of questions. We said, how would you close a position in 2 weeks? And this is how John answered. I would do everything that I can to close the position. I would ensure that it's posted on the job postings in the website and then get people in quickly as possible. So the reason for all that, I'm trying to tell you how quickly John was talking, and it was at a rapid pace. And he was also repeating a number of things a number of times. He kept telling us that he would make sure postings for jobs were there on different websites 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. He kept saying he would ensure that he also taps into referrals and circles that he knows of, and he did give some creative ideas. However, John was talking at a really rapid pace. He was talking so quickly that I didn't know what to do. So we finished the entire interview. There were 2 of us interviewing, and then we discussed it. We discussed it as to whether we want to hire the guy or we don't. So what do you guys think? Did we hire this guy? So the answer is yes, we did. We hired this guy and offered him an acceptance. So this was a yay. And I hope that all of you agreed with me. So let me give you the pros and cons about John. John had some great ideas. He had obviously been in talent acquisition for a pretty long time. He knew his stuff. He had the experience we were looking for. This was a virtual interview, so he was placed really well in front of the camera and we could see him, and he was professional while interviewing virtually. And let me talk about the negatives. The negatives were that he was talking very rapidly and that he was repeating a number of points many times during the interview. So why did we hire John? He was talking too quickly, and that's not something we want. So both the other interviewer and I felt that this was just a product of him being nervous during the interview, and these things happen. The people interviewing are also human beings. We realize if you're nervous, and we realize if people make mistakes, just because all of us make mistakes, right? And we do discount for that. I wanted everybody here watching this video to know that anytime we have a candidate interviewing, we try to give them the benefit of doubt. We try to see if this would happen to us. Well, it has happened to me. I've interviewed places where I was nervous, and I'm sure I was talking more rapidly or at a faster pace than expected. So we thought this wasn't a big deal, and we thought that we could always talk to John about slowing down once he came on board. The second thing was about repeating the same things at different times. So sometimes we end up being a little too repetitive, which may not be good for an interview. But in John's case, I felt like he was repeating the points that were significant, important, and pertinent. So for a lot of those different questions that we asked, his points, though repetitive, were great ideas and were great answers to those questions. Every time he said, I'd make a posting for a job 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time, follow up, ensure it's on the top in the website, and then contact people or referrals or people he knew in his network. I think these were important points from the point of view of talent acquisition, and he was just trying to reiterate it. So yes, there were 2 negatives during the interview, but if we just scratched the surface, we knew that those 2 negatives were worth working with. So the reason I wanted to put out this video, guys, is for you to understand is that even if you think you bombed an interview, or that you spoke too fast, or that you made mistakes, I don't think it's the end of the world. A lot of times the interviewers can see through all this. And right here in Bangalore, in India, I always try to see if, this would happen to me, and this is just an interview thing and it wouldn't affect the work that we're doing. At the end of the day, we all have to work together to achieve the goals of the organization, to ensure the team is successful, the company is successful. So if we can do that with that guy, then we're going to go with that person. We're going to hire him. So as I said, this was an acceptance, it was a yay, and that's what I wanted all of you to know. So if you made a mistake during an interview, give yourself some credit. These things happen, and just move on. And believe me, even the interviewers know about it. Once again, I do hope my videos are helping you. Thank you so much for watching.